So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AS Roma Theory. And again, we're back speaking about yet another match. We have no breaks, we have no stops. We've got a Monday night special against Empoli. Now I've said it yesterday. I don't like Monday nights because it just puts so much pressure on the team because your opponents are going to win and you're going to see them bounce in front of you. So then you're forced to get that reaction by playing last. And that puts a lot of pressure on the team. That's why I absolutely hate Monday nights. But it is what it is. You know, it's the calendar's decision. Before getting into the stream, before getting into, speaking about how Roma gets to this match, speaking about our opponents, and most importantly, kind of really trying to guess the predicted 11, I want to say two things. Now, one of the things is related with the team, and it's actually bad news because we've got yet another little minor injury, and now it's Zalewski's turn again because Zalewski has had it's the most minor of injuries in training sessions, but unfortunately, it's one of those injuries which makes him unavailable for Monday's match. Therefore, that's immediately sorted at one out of the 11 positions in the predicted 11. Spinazzola is going to take his place. It's a bad loss because Zalewski was in form, but he'll just be out against Empoli. You know, the probabilities of seeing him start on Thursday against Helsinki are very, 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 very high. It's just a minor problem, but it is a problem and we have to highlight it. And the second thing which I want to say to everyone here before getting into the juicy part of this live stream is that I have officially created a fantasy Champions League football league. And I want every one of you guys to join. Get your friends to join, get your families to join. Click the link in the description below, create your team, and then pop this the code over there. 76GOAMBF, that code over there. Pop it at the end so you can join the Roma Theory League and we can compete against each other. Roma is in the Champions League, so it's a way to enjoy Champions League even without our team in it. So yeah, join it. And also the winner of the league of the fantasy football gets a $50 gift card at the end of the season. You do not want to miss it. Create your team, join the league, and let's compete against each other. So yeah, let's start. Let's start speaking about how we approach this match, because it isn't great. Obviously, it isn't great, and I really hope we'll get a reaction. Now, I've kind of already talked about the approach to this match and the match reaction yesterday, because we're living a tough moment and we can't hide this. Losing 4-0 against Udinese, losing 2-1 in Bulgaria, definitely really puts a psychological block in the players' minds. And especially players like Dybala, in my opinion, who, are used to winning the league. Like with Juventus, who are used to, have good players around him. And it's important for these players to not already start going, right, I'm out. I just can't be able to play in this team. But it's definitely a tough moment. And we're coming, and I've said this already. I think every player in this team, Mourinho as well, is happy that this tough moment is happening at the start of the season. Now, this doesn't mean that we will not have another tough moment, because anything can happen in football. But again, kind of what links to what I said yesterday, Mourinho's the best mental coach ever. So to have more than one very hard moment in an entire season is hard under a manager like Mourinho. So I hope this is just a bad moment. It happens, and I'm glad it happened now. And I've said it already. I have a feeling after these two bad performances, Mourinho has protected the team at the same time. I do think, obviously, Mourinho in the changing rooms after these two performances wasn't like, right, okay, lads, good job. It's normal, good job. He's not that. Obviously, he criticized the team after these two performances. But what he did, which is very clever in my opinion, is that he protected the team from the media, because media can destroy what you know. And it feels like, you see, what I fear, and what Mourinho has done really well, is that protecting the team from the media is important, because if the media starts attacking this team, all of that Conference League hype, in my opinion, gets completely destroyed. And that's exactly what we need to avoid. That's exactly what we need to avoid. So protecting them from the media is good. Criticizing them internally is also good, because they need to step up. They need better performances. So I do think, again, I expect the team to go to Empoli and being disappointed with themselves, and being mad at themselves, wanting a reaction. That is what we want, because that's the spirit that this team needs to show. And I've said this last time and I'll say it again. I am almost convinced, I'm not going to say I'm 100% convinced, but I am very much following the idea that after these two very bad performances, we're going to get 9 points out of the next 3 matches. I just feel that. You know, last season, when you were living a tough moment, and then we played Atalanta like 2 weeks before Christmas, no one expected us to even get a draw from that match, and we beat them 4-1. That, in my opinion, is how we'll arrive to the Atalanta match next weekend. We've got 2 very important matches, which are even more important than the Atalanta match before the Atalanta game, which we have to get 6 points from. And then if we get 3 points against Empoli, 3 points against Helsinki, that gets us back to where we belong for the Atalanta game. And with the stadium, sold out stadium, we're back at home. I can see a win happening against Atalanta. It's a weird team. It's a very weird team. So I think it's tough. The players are gonna come kind of damaged, but at the same time they're gonna come the match against Empoli on Monday wanting something, demanding something from the match. That's what I expect, and that's what hopefully we will see. So, which kind of leads me on to speaking of them. Now, actually, first let's speak about my predicted 11, because predicted 11 is very tough. In the match reaction yesterday, I said how Mourinho really likes some players, and it's hard to see Mourinho not choose some players. But I get the feeling, if he chooses Cristante and Matic again, he is stabbing himself in the heart. Because I really hope he understands that they can't be playing together. So, as much as I will not be surprised if Matic and Cristante start again, I don't think Mourinho is that stupid to start Cristante and Matic again together. That is why I think he'll give a shout to Bove, not Kamara, because Mourinho has said that Kamara is not ready for him to start from the start. This is something which he said. So I don't expect Kamara to start. I expect Kamara to get subbed in, just like the Ludogorets match. I expect the Bove and Matic duo in the midfielder. I expect Spina to start. Zalewski's unavailable. I expect Celik to start, one because Korsdorp comes from that little minor injury, which I still don't know if it's an injury or if it's like downgrading him after that Udinese match. Really don't know. But either way, I think Celik will start. I think Rui Patricio will get back starting. I think Smalling, Ibanez and Mancini will start. In fact, let me show you my predicted 11. My predicted 11 is this. Tammy back. And don't get me wrong, I would give Shomurodov a chance, 100%. But it's such an important match where I really do not want to... Right, you see, I would love for Shomurodov to start this match. But I can kind of feel that after that goal, he hyped himself And even if he starts against Empoli, he bottles it. And we've seen Shomurodov do this. We've seen Shomurodov play so well, hyping himself all up, and then dropping back down and not doing absolutely anything. And we can't risk this. Because if Shomurodov doesn't turn up to matches, it's like, and starting him, I think it's bad for us. And also another reason of why I think Tammy needs to start is because he's back. He has been added on the squad list. And after this stop, hopefully he got everything back when it comes to his mental state. And he'll be back with a bang. I just feel Tammy starting. And if Tammy's available, I would start Tammy as well. Dybala to start. And then actually, the hardest position to choose is Pellegrini. Because as much as I would give Volpato a chance, that's just not going to happen, realistically speaking. It's just not going to happen. I cannot see, as much as I can see Bove start, I cannot see Volpato start this match. Because I think Mourinho is fixed with the idea that Pellegrini needs a reaction. And if he sits on the bench, that reaction will never come. You know, unlike Tammy Abraham, who is living a bad mentality state, and because he's been put on so much pressure, Pellegrini is not that. Pellegrini is the captain of this team. Pellegrini has no competition because he knows that Mourinho would choose both him and Dybala. Pellegrini doesn't feel the pressure. Obviously, he feels the pressure as a captain. That's everyone. You know, every captain feels a little bit of pressure because you're the leader of the team. But he's not feeling as much pressure as Tammy. Therefore, it's not a pressure problem. It's not a mentality problem for Pellegrini. It's just a form and fitness problem. And if to sort Tammy Abraham's problem, you have to, keep him out for maybe one match to get just that state of mind back together, Pellegrini doesn't need that. Because Pellegrini is not living a bad mental state. He's living a bad fitness state. And putting Pellegrini on the bench would even, would worsen that. That's why I would start Pellegrini even though he's playing shit. And second, I don't see Mourinho not starting Pellegrini. That's my problem. And again, I think we can play we could potentially get back playing with four defenders at the back. And then 2 midfielders, 3 attacking midfielders and 1 striker. Because if we play with 3 attacking midfielders, that gives way more support to Tammy and it's going to be easier to find goals. But then what does that leave? That leaves Matic that leaves only 2 players in the defensive midfielder section. And if one of them is Matic or Cristante, that's basically like leaving 1 player in the defensive midfielder section because Matic and Cristante are so slow. So if we change things, I see 4 defenders at the back, 3 attacking midfielders to support Tammy. But right now, I don't think it will happen. I think Mourinho wants to keep this path. If we don't get 3 points against Empoli, then again, this is kind of a last chance. If we don't get 3 points against Empoli, then we're back changing things because something is wrong with their formation, with their tactics, and all of that. So this is my predicted 11, as you can see from the screen. And yeah, let's speak about them for a bit. Right, let me get the other. So again, you look at this match and we're the favorites, but it's been so with our last 2 matches as well. So I don't know where. Oh no. Wait, let me quickly do this. Let me put the fantasy thingy back on. So I'll speak about the fantasy at the end, just for people who are new to the stream. Yeah, I think, again, we're the favorites. But you look at our last performances and we've not been the favorites, even if we were the favorites. So it's one of those matches where being favorites doesn't count anything. The bookies don't count anything. And it's a tough match because they're a team which needs points. they're not in the relegation zone because they are 15th, but they need points. They're in desperate need of points. They've lost some big players, but they've got some dangerous players. They've bought Destro from Bologna. He's a striker. He's a bad striker, obviously, but if he's there in front of the goal, he will score. In fact, he was an ex-Roma player as well. They bought Lammers on loan from Atalanta. He's a young, I think he's from the Netherlands or Belgium. They bought Marin, which is the most valuable player of the team, from Caio, who got relegated. They've lost big players as well, Pinamonti and other players, but they've kind of sorted their gaps out. This is why I don't like saying we're favourites, because we're not. And our last two performances suggest that. We just need to go there, play football, and forget about being favourites or not. Because yeah. And last season, we won 2-0 at home against them, and we won 4-2 in an amazing first half performance. We scored like 4 goals in the first half last season in Empoli. And then we kind of faded away in defence because we conceded 2, but it's tough. I mean, it's a difficult moment to say we're going to win this match, we're going to lose this match, because we can't really understand what's going on. You know, it's very hard for me to go, right, we're going to win that match, because we're overall better than our opponents. But we need to win this match, and this match is so important. It's so important for the table. It's so important because it's a Monday night special. It's so important for our mentality. It's so important for our momentum. It's so important to reach the Europa League match. It's so important to reach the Atalanta game. It's just a pivot to everything. We lose this match and it's downfall. Everyone risks. And just, if we win this match, we start repivoting things upwards. So I think it's one of those matches which can decide the future games of this team. And I think this match, the perfect description of this match, is a pivot match. We lose this, we go down. We win this, we go up. But yeah, I mean, it will be. We shall see what happens on Monday. So yeah. Tomorrow I'll go live for Mourinho's press conference reaction, if he does go live, because in these tough moments he normally doesn't go live. If he doesn't, we'll speak about transfer news and all of that. But yeah, right, let me read some comments. Actually, before, let me introduce the Fantasy Football League to the new entries in this live stream. I have created a Fantasy Football Champions League. All you need to do is click the link in the description below, the first link, create your Champions League team with 100 million euros as a budget. Create your team, and then at the end, after you create your team, you need to choose your starting 11. You need to choose who you want to captain, and after that, it asks, do you want to join a league or do you want to create a league? And all you need to do is click join a league and put this code, the code which you can see in the blue box down below, over there, and then you're back, and then you're just in the league. And it's fun because we can compete against each other. Everyone has their own team to compete with in the Champions League against us. And at the end of the season, whoever wins a $50 gift card, which I'll still decide where from. But $50 gift card for the winner of our league. So do it. It's fun. Get your friends, get your family to subscribe and all of that. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Right, let me read some comments, and then I'll end the stream. By the way, let me know, is the sound better, because I actually bought a new microphone. So let me know in the live chat if the audio quality is better. He's out until international break. Wow, that's pretty big for Zalewski. I thought he was out for one match. We're too slow in transition and lack creativity. Zaniolo's absence is felt. Our midfielders is slow and unimaginative. Where do we put the code for fantasy football on the app? So you create your team, then you choose your starting 11, then you captain a player, and then it asks you to join a league, and you just put the code there. And yeah, what's your score prediction? I've said it. I think we'll get 9 points from the next 3 games. I'm really confident about this. I think it will end either 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1. I don't think we'll score. I don't think it will be a goals galore. But yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram, smash the like button, and join the Fantasy Football League. I'll catch you very soon. Simon out.